Hey everyone. Hey everyone. As always, Dylan Miller prospecting, and it's Tuesday night Gold Panning Fever episode number 62. Can't even remember everything right. All right, let me pop open chat. I can say hi to everyone. TM, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. Almost there. You would think I've been sitting here for 10 minutes. You'd think I'd be organized and ready, but I'm not. So I'm always getting caught up in YouTube videos. So Gunner, how's it going? Reg Lab, B Greeny, Ryan Nelson, TM, again, thank you very much. Who else is here? Guido, thank you very much. I'm going to email you back later tonight or tomorrow, Guido. I have something to ask you, talk to you about, but I appreciate the email. Thank you very much, Guido. Package total, Dizzy's prospecting, wonder why you're here. Big surprise. Brian Stevens, sorry to hear, I saw later in your messages, your plans got stuck because of COVID. Sorry to hear that. AZ Digger, Okie Prospector, Weezin Geezer, thank you very much for joining us, Weezin Geezer, Okie Prospector, thank you very much. Thomas 907, thank you for joining. PB Preston, how's it going? Ryan C. Oh man, sorry to hear about that. Hopefully you're doing better. You're out of the hospital, hopefully. So, Chris W. Aaron Mack. Norman Shoot, how's it going, everybody? Steve JBW. KC Sring. All right, I think I got everyone. Montana Treasure Hunter. Daniel Bradbury. Okay, now I think I caught everybody. So hopefully everyone's doing good. Oh, and HD Shovelhead says hi to everybody because he's not on his computer and nobody likes to type a whole bunch of names on their phone. So thank you for being here, HD Shovelhead. And he does say hi to everybody. His thumbs just aren't like a little teenage girl's thumbs. No. Oh, yeah, I saw the other day that they got rid of the thumbs down thing or something. I don't know. I honestly don't pay attention to that much stuff, so, you know, if there wants to be a troll running around with the thumbs down on every prospector's video, I'm okay with that. I honestly don't think it's a troll, though. I think someone just installed their monitor upside down, and they're just hitting the button and wondering why everyone's putting their shows on upside down. So... Hey, Keith and Wynn, doing good? Yeah, anything that has to do with movement because of COVID and changing schedules is always rough. And Gunnar L, you asked, what do I know about Oak Island? I know everything about Oak Island. Well, except for what's happened since the TV show came out, because I've only watched like the first 3 episodes and then I gave up. I didn't want to watch anymore. So, but I can tell you that I am 100% certain they're not digging anywhere near the original money pit. And also, I am 100% sure no one will ever find the treasure in the money pit because it is no longer there. So... And the reason I can say that is because when they originally dug the original money pit, the first crew that ever went down got swamped. All the problems they had, they closed it, they filled it back up, and they dug a second pit. Then they moved farther out and built a third, and then a fourth, and they kept doing that. And every company that came behind them did the same thing. So there's no record GPS set target of the original hole. They just assumed, well, that's a hole right there, an indentation, that must be the original. And since in every single hole that they dug, they were putting cribbing and everything else, anytime they'd find wood, they'd think the same thing. And the reason I think no one will ever find the treasure is because Oak Island is pretty unique in the fact that it's mostly made out of gypsum and limestone. And gypsum and limestone dissolve really easily in salt water. So once they originally opened up and flooded the money pit, it created a giant hole for salt water to get into and corrode it and move everything around and make more and more tunnels. So that's why they've ended up with a swamp there, and the water table is much different in Oak Island now than it was 300 years ago. So that's just my little info for the $5 donation. So thank you very much. Yeah, and they have dragged this show out for years. They're never going to be able to find anything. It's just, I think the only way, there's a couple ways they could do the Oak Island to make it either, even if you don't find the treasure, to find what was there. First off is they've never seen anything similar to it. There's never been another island found or treasure or anything that was buried in the same way that that one was buried, with tunnels leading to flood it. So someone would have to go into some really seriously old archives and look up old plans from, the 1600s and things like that, and find somebody that drew something similar. And then I think it would narrow it down to what kind of person dug it and built it. So, they're never going to know. No, I've read a whole bunch of the different theories on what they thought the treasure would be. That it was the governor of, I think, Chester did it, but I think that would be too hard because you'd get someone that would rat people out. And then there was the Alexander's Library, but I think anyone that would have dug Alexander's Library wouldn't want to flood it with water because that would kind of destroy it, and why save something? So I'm pretty sure it's some pirates, but then again, it's one of those things where it could have been built and never filled with treasure because the pirates are like, okay, I'm going to have to kill everyone. So I'm going to come back with the treasure later, bury it, and then kill everyone again. And then he might have died. So who knows? I think they definitely dragged out the show. There's a couple ways I think, I don't want to give out my secrets, but I think there's a couple ways they could have located where exactly the treasure would have been. And they haven't ever done it, so... It's called ratings. That's it. Yeah, I loved reading the books when I was a kid. They're one of my favorite things, and it's so funny. I remember I guess it was about 8 years ago, something like that. There was a huge family reunion with when I was married, and I told everyone the story of Oak Island. Through and through, and everyone thought I was a crackpot. They're all like, "Oh yeah, okay, treasure this and this and this." And then if 3 years later, the Oak Island show came out and they're all hooked on it. Every one of them all watch the show now. And I don't. I think it's funny. So, but all right, tonight we're going to be panning out some more Dyzzy's Paydirt that I reviewed yesterday. Now, I did cheat on this one and open up the secret sheet. So, I can't show y'all. I can show you the back of it because it has the person who bought its name on here. So, I will say... thank you very much to the person that bought it. But based on what he sent me, it should be a 72% ROI. So, and hopefully good. I didn't watch the video though, so I don't know what the secret little surprise is. I didn't watch the video. I'll have to do that later. And Gunner L. I agree. They had to cofferdam that entire island just to do that. So, whatever they had either buried or planned to bury was something of immense value. SRIP, how's it going? Thank you very much for joining us. GS Prospecting. So, I mean, I know I'd read somewhere in one of the books I read where they thought it was just a giant hoax. But the amount of work it would have taken was absolutely ridiculous for a hoax. You're back in those days, you're looking at probably spending, $250,000, $1 million easily to build a cofferdam and, bury everything and do all that. So, Ryan C., thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Well, that's good. Got lucky there, Jonathan, friend. Stephen LeBlanc. I have to look at that one. I haven't looked at anything. Ever since the TV show came out, I kind of lost interest in it because, it's one of those things. It's like your favorite YouTuber when they decide that they're not going to no longer put out content and just try to sell you stuff. I kind of got dissuaded by it when they started making a show and just going for ratings instead of, finding real treasure and showing some research into how stuff is done. So, hey, Gemstone Judy, how are you doing? Josh Ortiz, thank you for joining us tonight. And anyone else I missed during my rambling speech, I appreciate you being here. Dan, thank you very much. Charlie, the average guy fishing. John Martell, thank you all for joining us tonight. So, and like I said, we'll be definitely going through some Dyzzies. I'm not going to classify it, so hopefully whatever the extra item is, the extra dice roll, will pop out pretty quick. 22 below. Ugh. It's not too cold here right now. What is it? It was actually in the 60s today. But it's been dropping down to the 30s at night, and that's about it. 3 screaming kids. That's it. That's the easiest way to get out of a ticket is tell your kids to start screaming and yelling. Either that, or what you should have did, as soon as you pulled over, you should have ran out of the car screaming, "Killer bees, killer bees." There's killer bees. They're stinging me. My favorite part of that movie. That's one of my favorites. I know, 22 below, that is cold. That's the kind where it's hard to wake up in the morning. So hopefully everyone's been doing good and finding some good gold. I saw HD Shovelhead posted something on Facebook of him actually panning out some gold, which was a surprise. PB Precedent. Well, they've already proven that they put a cofferdam around the entire island. There's still to this day the original logs that were surrounding the island. So it didn't matter how high the water was. They cofferdammed the entire island, which shows you just, whoever did it had some a lot of time on their hands. Oh, is there a comment video? What? See, Nobody wanted to win the gold tonight, I guess, because it took a while. 13 minutes. Let me get it. And thank you. There you go. Let me pin it. All right, it's pinned up at the top. Make sure you go to the top. AZ Digger up to the claim. Hey, Gemstone Judy. Summer Steve, how's it going? JP Wands and more. Try it. Sell merch on my channel. I don't mind YouTubers that sell merch and things like that. I mean, Patreon, things like that. But there's a difference. What was it? I was watching some video the other day and they were showing, or I was on Reddit. I was on Reddit the other day and they were talking about some YouTube channels that, and these are big YouTube channels where they essentially just, once they reached like 1 million plus subscribers, they stopped putting out content and just started selling stuff. You know, just like, you know, totally sold out. And, you know, that really sucks because I was thinking about, you know, like some of my son's channels that he likes are just total sellout channels now. Adventurous Dan. Well, the problem was that I think, what was it, Chester, which is the closest town that actually could view Oak Island, would have seen a cofferdam being built, and Chester was 1759. I think Chester was built in 1759. So whatever had to do with Oak Island had to be before 1759. And that kind of, you know, I don't think there would be an outpost there because, you know, I don't know. Hey, Stephen Wyrock, how's it going? See, I got your name right this time. Like I said, I always loved the treasure thing on it, but it was one of those things where I think it's gotten to the point where the island's been dug up so much and refilled and dug up that, and just the fact that it's such unique soil and that salt water kind of erodes it, or the bedrock of it, that anything that was buried there, I think, is long lost, you know, and sadly will never be found. I think the best that anyone could do now is to actually figure out where the original pit was, try and recover anything that might tell them the data of when it was built, by who it was built, and things like that. And then I think you can narrow down to what might have been buried there. You might not find it, but at least to know would be awesome. This is actually, the background is a river in Alaska, and it's the Tailing Mounds River. I don't remember what the river was. It was just, when I first started my channel, I was looking for lots of pictures, and this is the one I found that I liked, but I have no idea which river it is. I'm sure one of these days I can look it up, but I have no idea. Hey, Bubba and Sons, how's it going? Stephen Mark. Hey, Carl Ordaway, I didn't see you. Richard Zeich, I didn't see you, Carl. But, you know, I figured if I ignored you, maybe you'd win tonight. So, let me grab one of the bags of Paydirt. We're down to what, 4? So someone will win this one tonight. This will be the one for tonight. So, all right, let me move my camera over. No worries, Richard, no worries. Just make sure, everyone, that you go to the top of the live chat, click that pinned comment, and go leave a comment on the hidden video so you can win the bag of Paydirt that I just showed you tonight. So let me shrink down my ugly mug, and we're going to start panning some stuff out. So there we go. Water all set up. And yes, if you win, you can donate it to anybody you want, including Carl. I'll allow Carl to. So there you go. Rid of the ugly mug. And let me get some gloves. Turn off a light, and we're going to start panning. Oh, I gotta open up chat on my phone too. Team Carl. All right. Put some gloves on. Oh, I need to turn off that other light too before I forget. There we go. Get rid of that glare. Yeah, isn't LXR doing some of your Paydirt? What is that, Bubba? Or is that Bob's Pistols? Who's he doing some Paydirt on Thursday? So there we go. Dyzzy's Paydirt. Let's dump it out. Let's see what we got. Oh, there is a bag within a bag. So I'm guessing that is the bonus. We'll open this after we pan. I don't know what that is. I should have watched the video. There you go. If I remember, it's really clean material. Nothing big in here. Oh, a little piece of gold right there. So let's start panning. And hey, Ryan, no, nothing. Missed nothing yet. No, he's doing yours, Bubba and Sons. Yeah, I didn't think you sold, but should still be fun. Here, hold on 1 second. Let me open my chat on. All right. So here we go. Let's get to it. Well, LXR is just getting Paydirt from everybody. And I'm going to try to make LXR's show. So I don't know how well I'll be able to chat since I'll probably have to be on my phone. But I should be able to make it. Oh, you get laid off tomorrow? Well, at least they told you what day they're laying you off. Those are the worst of the surprises where you just show up and they're like, oh, you're still here? I remember when I was young, I got laid off by, I used to work for Remington Razors back when they were actually a big company and they owned the New England Patriots. And it was funny, they came in one time and it was me. I worked at one store and there was the manager and 3 salesmen, and I was one of them. And they came in. Here, let me show you the gold. They said they had to lay off because this is right when he was going bankrupt or whatever, and he was going to sell the team to Victor Kiam, to Robert Kraft for the New England. And it was funny. They came in and they're like, "Oh, we're going to have to lay somebody off. This and this and this." And I was like, "Okay, that's awesome." And you know, I was a broke kid, so I needed my money. I couldn't get laid off. They were like, "Oh, well, we're going to lay you off." And I said, "Me? Why are you laying me off?" And they were like, "Oh, well, you know, the other 2 people are senior staff. We have to keep them." And I said, "Yeah, I mean, not to throw anyone underneath the bus or anything, but I was like, I'm your #1 salesman." And they were like, "Well, yeah, but..." And I ended up printing up the stats and showing them that I outsold the other 2 employees combined. And I said, "Yeah, so you're going to get rid of me to keep 2 guys who sell less than me." And that's what they did. So, and needless to say, that store closed 9 months later. So, yeah, it was a nice looking first pan. I do know how much gold is in this one. And I am guaranteed a 72% ROI. Or based on the numbers when he made it, so. Hey, Swingtown, USA. And I'm surprised that they would tell somebody that they're going to lay them off the next day. I mean, like, I know one job I worked at, I mean, actually, you know, more than one. But whenever they'd let you go or terminate your employee, they would walk you out to make sure you didn't, like, you know, freak out and trash the place or try to steal a whole bunch of stuff. I have a Sluice Fox. I need to do a review on the Sluice Fox because I really am not happy about a couple points on it. And I've only used it once, so. Oh, no. Nice little pile again. Some floating gold. Better get some soap out. Yeah. No, you don't need to do that, John R. You can just tell me. Hold on, missed a message. Hey, Steven. Well, you'll have to actually open the letter, and it tells you on the letter not to open it. See, it tells you, it says, caution, open last, spoilers. So as long as you don't open it or watch the video, you can, you know, get all the mystery. And then it's actually pretty good. It's kind of like a fortune cookie. And I used to tell a couple sellers that they should put fortune cookies in their Paydirt, so that way you would know what you were supposed to find. So if you bought a 3-gram bag and it was put 3.5 grams in it and you only found 3, you could be dumping a half a gram of Paydirt, gold in the garbage or your backyard or wherever people get rid of their tailings. It's just a good way to spot check what you're supposed to have. I mean, it's not always going to be perfect either. It was kind of funny. I was kind of worried, though, when I was doing his review, because everyone uses a different scale. Not everyone uses the best scale like me. The bestest, most awesome scale you could possibly buy, like I use. So you're always going to get differences in scales. And then all scales fluctuate, plus or minus 0.005, whatever it is, 0.005. So, I think his results for the review were supposed to be 1.065. So, I was worried that when I was doing it, because I knew he would have a number, and actually watching his video, his number actually goes up to 1.070, which is probably the discrepancy because he didn't have that last number. Yeah, last couple of reviews, what was it? This one is really clean, and I think the one before that I did was really clean too. From William Noel. His Paydirt was really clean too. Yeah. Another nice little pile. But yeah, I'm one of those people that I don't mind clean Paydirt. I don't mind dirty Paydirt. It's all the same to me. I just don't like organics on a personal level. Just because I think it makes it, a pain in the butt when you're trying to shoot a video. If I'm just painting by myself, the organics really don't bug me because I can pick them out and throw them away and stuff like that. But when you're shooting a video, they always seem to want to go. If I tilt back to show the gold, all the organics float to right there. Hey, John, whatever you want, John. Nobody's been listening to me on the donation Paydirt, so you can put in whatever you want. And I'll be happy with it, and whoever wins it will be happy with it. You can put, as long as there's some gold. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to have somebody paying something out and have no gold. The Miller table. Hey, Brian Stevens. Yeah, that Flower Gold Wizard stuff is some tough stuff. It's up to you. I don't pull magnetite out just because I think it, I like panning, so it takes longer to pan if you don't pull it out. But if you have a hard time panning out minus 40 and fine gold, then most definitely pull out the magnetics, until you learn. Yeah, really nice pile. There's nice little pieces in here. My scale weighs everything light. Yeah, I mean, the reason I like my scale so much is just because it's a scale for bullets, for reloading, and those are generally the best scales because then they have a trickle effect on there, which you can keep adding stuff and it will keep going up and down. It won't set. So I like it. It's the best scale I've had. I mean, I've used a lot of scales. I think I've only used 3 different ones on this show since I've started. But I've used some off, and this is by far my favorite. I actually have a smaller one from them that I use just for nuggets and stuff up at my desk upstairs. But this is by far the best one I've had, that I've had the least amount of wandering on. I've even actually watched some videos. It's funny. I see some videos sometimes of other people that are doing reviews, and you can see their scale where it'll say like 1.1, then all of a sudden it'll jump 1.115, then it'll drop down 1.095, and it wanders, and that's a sure sign that you need a different scale. You have the same scale as me and you don't like it? What's wrong with you? How can it weigh up light? You just need to set it. I have the same scale too. Yeah, I love this scale. I zero it out in between every review. Well, my opinion is all those bags are the exact same. He just labels them different. The Rigby and they're all the same material. They were all really tough to go through. I was really hoping the Rigby would be easy, but it wasn't. Oh, okay. It was a joke. That's good. I mean, I actually do love this scale. I'm so glad I switched to this one. More gold. And especially for it was funny because actually, when my old scale that I was using was kind of causing me fits because it would start to wander every once in a while, and I'd have to like shut off my video and wait for it to calm down and heat up or warm up or cool off or whatever it was. And before I bought this one, I actually bought a really, really, really expensive scale. And I hated it. I think I paid like $500 for it. I mean, that was my big investment for a scale. And I don't think I shot any videos with it because I just hated it so much. I mean, it wandered too and stuff. Luckily, I could return it. I returned it. And I was like, oh my gosh. Then I found this one and I loved it. So. Yes, this Paydirt came with a guaranteed 1 gram. He actually guaranteed the ROI. Like, I believe when I purchased it, it was 70%. I believe now it's I think it's now 65% his Paydirt is. So you're guaranteed 1 gram and the ROI. So if the gold goes up or down, he adds a little bit more to it. So yeah, and it was an expensive scale. I don't think it was 100. I think it was 90 bucks. But actually, you can get them on sale. I think I got mine when it was on sale for $79.95. You know, it's just kind of what you have to do. You just have to add it to your cart on Amazon and wait till it drops on sale to under 80 bucks. Hey, Amethyst, how's it going? Yada 99. Anyone else I missed too? Chris V. No, head shops aren't really. They're not supposed to be really great scales because you just put on a bud and that's it. Well, the ones that they're selling anyway. Maybe the ones that they use might be good. $1.123. Triple beam. That's originally I was going to. When my old scale was causing me problems, originally I was going to go to a triple beam, but I kind of didn't want to mess with it all the time and, you know, have to spend a lot of time, so I went digital. Making my dirt look easy. It's not, I still have to go through the harder stuff. And I'm not even doing a good job of this because there's still some nicer sized rocks I should be getting rid of, but I'm being lazy, talking too much, trying to watch chat. Yeah. But this pan was loaded. So there you go. Where is that? AU? Oh, I missed it. Yes, I use the Frankfurt Arsenal. Links are always in my descriptions for all my videos. And I missed it, Thomas 907. I was going to give a shout out to your giving away tomorrow. Where is it? AU Family Prospecting and Silver Stacking. There you go. Yeah, it's a really nice Paydirt. I enjoyed it. I think it's very unique. I just have a question since Dyzzy's actually in the house. Do you have all these dice from playing Dungeons and Dragons? And no, you know, I used to play it when I was young. Just curious. And hey, Jose, how's it going? Dean Taylor, how's it going? And yes, of course I am. Why, did you find some? But if you say it in public chat, you might get a whole bunch of people asking you for them besides me. I was just curious because I know I said in my video it's a good way to, when I was a kid I used to play D&D a long time ago. But that's when it was much different than it is now. I mean, that's when it was like a normal game. And the rule book I think when I was a kid consisted of like 32 pages, and now it's like 3,000. But never could think of anything else to use the dice for, so this is a good way to have something to use it for. 100-sided dice. Well, that's awesome. You want to email me or send me a message on Patreon, and I'll definitely buy some or ask you to buy me some. And Stephen Weinrock. Nowhere that I know. Unfortunately, finishing pans are pretty hard to come by nowadays. I should probably go and buy up a whole bunch of different pans for finishing and see which one is actually a good, viable pan to use nowadays. I'll have to write that down for a future video. Because sadly, you know, like this finishing pan, they don't make anymore. And it wasn't originally a finishing pan, it was just a cheap pan. And people just started using it as a finishing pan. Yeah, that golden, I'm guessing they only made like 100 of them. And once they sold, that was it. Because it was only on that one website. I mean, it was actually on 2 websites, but I think they were both the same inventory. So, it does suck because I really want... I mean, I've been looking for that pan for like 5 years. Well, it'll show up on eBay eventually. Yeah, it is. I like the dice thing. It makes it definitely... You know, instead of just saying, oh, I'm going to give this person this or this person that. Because I make Paydirt every month and it's boring. Making Paydirt is boring. So, yeah, I'll definitely have to do that. Here, I'm going to write myself a note if I can find my pen. That I need to find new finishing pan. There you go. Made myself a note, so. Yeah, it was called, what is it, Golden Boy? It was a pan that was made in like some, I don't remember what country was it made in, but it was a very unique looking pan that later started looking like the claw pan. And I just always wanted one to add to my collection of bizarre pans. Yeah, 14-inch pans like the Martin. I like like the Garrett is a perfect pan for finishing the super slews, but unfortunately it's just so big and unwieldy. And their smaller pan is made of a different material. And I'm gonna have to do that. Buy a couple of cheap pans, see what the material is made out of. Because even the new SE pans, it's the same material. And I've just never really tried to do a cleanup with them as a finishing pan. I'm sure they could work. You just wouldn't be able to clean out the material like I do. You'd essentially have to keep it all at the bottom of the pan. So you'd have to do a smaller cleanup, but yeah, you can never have too many pans or Paydirt. Actually, I think I have way too many pans, but because most of them I just buy, you know, you see somebody say, oh, this is an SE pan, and I buy it, and it's not that pan, and I don't feel like returning it. Or if I do, they say, oh, don't return it, just, oh, phooey. Yeah, I have seen a couple of videos on that Gold Hog pan, and I just, that was way too big of a monster type. It was like a mini sluice that you just gripped. kind of bizarre. I just kind of like the green. I like the green or the blue. I just happen to have more of the blue when they stopped making them, so I kind of switched to the blue. I don't know what the difference between the material was the same, but because of the dye, the green ones tended to be more flexible than it was the blue. Then the black were the least flexible of them, but I also think they wore different. Like my green pan, after flexing so much, started to be flexed all the time. And my blue ones, I can kind of bring them back into shape. And the black ones stay in shape the best, but then they kind of break if you bend them too much. So even though they were all the same pan, I think that's why I kind of switched to the blue, because I think it was a perfect medium. It flexed good, but it didn't wear out as fast as the green ones. And I kind of need these. I've used the East Wind Gold steel pans, but it's been a long time. They're really heavy. They're, you know, I've never tried one for finishing. I might have to though. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do like a steel pan, a couple of different plastic pans, and see what'll make a good finishing pan. But they're all going to have to be like 10-inch pans so they're all equal. Yeah, black sands. I like black sands. If you saw what was it, took me like, 15 minutes to do all the rest of the Paydirt, and it's going to take me 30 minutes to do the final part. Yeah, and black pants, I've never been a fan of black pants, but some people like them. Each their own. Oh, this one piece, come on. Black mass is always good. Black mass is a really good Paydirt. I like black mass. There's a whole bunch of good companies out now, which is really good. It used to be where if you wanted a good Paydirt, you pretty much were stuck with, 2 or 3. In the beginning it was Gold Bay and probably Jimbo's, and then Lynch came out and you could add Lynch to the list. And that was about it, Everyone else was very suspect, and the odds are you were going to lose your money. I knew I shouldn't have tried to do that. All right, we'll just clean up, leave it all at the bottom. But now there's a good at least dozen companies to buy from, which is good. Because the more good companies there are, the more those good companies have to stay good and try to improve. Yeah, black pans, there's nothing wrong with them except for black sands. It makes it a lot harder to clean them. In my opinion, anyway. Maybe people that do it a lot can do it. Get out of there. I love my super sluice. It's just way too big. But if you were out in a stream or somewhere, that's what you want to use to go through a ton of material quickly. Hey, Anthony, it's better late than never. It's a nice bit of gold. I was guaranteed a gram, so it's definitely that. Black pan. Yeah, the Super Slews will hold anything. I haven't ever really tried any of their other pens. I'm going to have to get some of the other Garretts in to see. I know they make a 12-inch. I don't know if they make a 10, though. I'll have to look. So there we go. Pretty cleaned out. And I am guaranteed a gram. So, and I know I looked on the cheat sheet. I got actually more than a gram, but I'm not going to tell y'all how much. Oh, and let me open up here. This is the other thing. Hopefully it's water soluble. And it is. It is something with a scorpion inside. Little baby scorpion. There you go. Y'all see that? Yes, you can. So that was the extra dice roll. That's pretty cool. I'll add that to my treasure box of trinkets to add to future bags of stuff that I give away. There you go. And the color wheel only works based on each person's eyes. Everyone's eyes are a little bit different, so some things are in contrast to different people. I remember reading a really big article about that, where it related to something not gold, but it was still. Is that right? Time for the ugly mug. Oh, Pan never wants to stay by the camera. The Pan is extremely shy. Well, hello, Spider Ace Prospecting. How's it going? I need to message you, Spider Ace. There's been something I've been meaning to ask you for like the last 2 weeks, and I keep forgetting. I'm going to try to remember tonight. But if not, I will message you tomorrow. So, be expecting a message from me. And thank you for joining the show. Even if you are late. And some are colorblind. That's it, too. All right, just checking up on chat, see if I missed anything, but too much has gone by. So if I missed something, just ask again, and I'll catch up and check it out. It was pretty fun, Paydirt. I enjoyed it. I mean, like I said, it's really unique. I do like the fact, like I said, that it's got a fortune cookie at the end to tell you if you did good or not. So. And Jeremy, I really apologize, Jeremy. I got your message. I texted you back, and I told you I'd look into it. And the next day, I wasn't feeling well, and then so I didn't look into it the next day. But then I did look, and there is a reason, which I don't want to. I mean, I guess I could say it over here. But you actually won one of the other live shows, and you weren't present in the end. That's why your name is on the list. It was episode number 55. I actually had to write it down so I'd remember. But you were on episode 55, you won, and you were not in chat to collect your prize. That is why you were on the list. And I apologize I didn't get back to you. I started looking it up. Like I said, I didn't do it the next day, and then the final day I did. It took me forever to figure out. And it took me almost a full day of thinking, going back, looking into it some more, because I could not figure out why you were on the list. And I didn't have the shows. All I had was a list of names. So, do I have a vid of dirt not to buy? There's a ton. There's just, you have to go through all my reviews. If there's a seller you see that you think you want to buy, check out my channel. And if I don't have a review on them, I would probably email me and ask me to do a review on them first, because I'll take the bullet before I let anyone else take a bullet. But in most cases, I have, well, there you go, Josh. I'll send it to you. There you go. Just text me tomorrow, Josh, because I still have to ask you something, because I still haven't sent you the Paydirt I owe you, because I need to ask you something about that before I send it to you. And I will send you a magnet as well, Josh. But, yeah, you just go through my videos and see if I did a review on it and if it's good or bad. There's way too many that are bad for me to keep a good list on. Start pan. That's how I pan. You know, it's funny. That's why, like, you know, these live shows are much different when I pan on these live shows than when I do for reviews, because literally the pan is like right up against my face when I'm panning it for a review, just so I don't miss anything, you know. But when I'm panning here, I can't really stick my face in it, or you'll just be looking at the back of my head the whole time. So, and hey, Mo Coop, thank you for joining the show. Bob can see. How's it going? Bob can see. Oh, no, I don't mind. I still have a whole bunch of trinkets and stuff. I've always got stuff to add to other Paydirts and stuff. You're missing 2 ounces of gold, and you're on my show. I'd be out hunting down my 2 ounces of gold. Yeah, we were all waiting for you. I remember that show, because that was actually the first show that we did with my Paydirt. Oh yeah, don't buy Uranus Paydirt. That's owned by the same guy who does all the other Paydirt companies. I actually don't think it's owned by him. So it's the guy who owns what are they all like? Klondike Paydirt, Big Rush Paydirt, Gold Rush Paydirt. He owns all those companies. He owns about 12 different websites. I think it's one of his friends, because he owns Uranus Paydirt and another one. And they're hosted by a different company, and they're in a different state. But I think it's someone, because just the way he operates is almost the exact same. It's probably he told one of his friends how to do it and rip off people still. I think Alster 1969, there's tons of gold in Florida. Tons. It's just all on the beaches after hurricanes, and you need a metal detector to get it. And it comes in little coins that say pieces of 8 on them and stuff like that. They'll all be in Spanish usually. But there's tons of gold in Florida. Oh, no worries. I actually, personally, I prefer when I get the lower rolls or not the bonus bags, because then it's more a better representation of what a Paydirt is actually like. If I had to get the bonus roll, you know, I did look at your chart a little bit, and I think like to get the 2 grams, you have to roll a 1 out of 30. You know, so you got a 1 in 30 chance of getting that. So, you know, it's one of the things that I dislike the most. Is one of my most popular videos is actually a golden, what is it? What, I can't even remember the Golden Paydirt. That's it. Golden Paydirt reviews, where I got a bonus bag. And it's one of my most popular videos, and I hate that video because, you know, it's not a representation of what 90% of their Paydirt is. So Daniel Bradbury, we're at all the beaches in Florida. That's it. A lot of people find gold in Florida and they think it's barnacles and things like that. My good buddy John used to go down there. He used to go metal detecting after all the big storms. When he was really big and younger and to metal detecting, a lot of people do that. If there's a big hurricane that hits a coast, they go up right after the hurricanes pass with metal detectors and hit all the beaches, because that's the best time to do it, when stuff gets moved around and shifted. So You got the metal detector halfway there. That's it. They say the best time is after a hurricane or a big storm. Because, you know, there's always people metal detecting, but right after a big storm is when everything moves. It's the same thing with gold prospecting, you know, on rivers. The people, after a big storm and after, like, the yearly snows, the rivers are all moved and the gold is moved. And it digs up old deposits, the river shifts and things like that, so. Wheeze and geese. Oh. And Sean Sparks, I did. Did I not email you? But yes, I did. I got the garnets in, Sean Sparks. Thank you very much. I don't think I'll be able to use them for the project I had here, but I will be using them in the future. So, but I really appreciate that. Thank you. I actually thought I emailed you. I've been horrible at emails lately. I don't know why. Ever since my schedule got rotated, I am just so out of it. You know, when you get in plus 50 years of age, once you get set in routine and somebody changes it, it's just horrible. So, you know, like beginning of this show, I called it Thursday night. Up until again, you know, even though I put the reminder up yesterday, this morning when I woke up for the first couple hours, I forgot tonight was a live show. It's going to take me another like 2 or 3 months to get used to this new schedule I'm on. So. Flood gold, that's it. Because, you know, I don't watch a ton of Dan Hurd's videos anymore. I don't religiously watch all of them anymore. But like when he found his illegal sluice, his ground sluice, that was because everything had rotated and moved after, you know, the last big rotation of waters through there. And that was really cool. That was a really cool video. I really enjoyed that one. You know, just seeing what somebody used to do so they could just drop a sluice in some concrete and leave and come back a year later. Did you get a hold of Dave B. Greening? Well, if you can get to Uranus with a metal detector, you've got enough money that you don't need to be metal detecting. So, all right, everyone, make sure you went to the top and went to that pinned comment and left a comment in this secret video so you can win a bag of Paydirt tonight. And Swingtown USA, I talked to LXR has moved into my time. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure other channels might move into Thursday night slot. But I know LXR is going to be doing a live show this Thursday. And I think the same time. I have to double check. I know it's Thursday night, though. And I'm going to try to be there. I don't know how involved I'll be just because there's a reason why I'm not doing Thursday night shows anymore. Gigmaster? No, I don't know that one. All right, Thomas. Well, thank you for joining the show. Be safe and all that. Yeah, like I said, you know, it's just one of those things, you know, any company, there's always going to be that one person that just falls through the cracks every once in a while. And I mean, I've had it before. I'm not a company or anything like that, where somebody's emailed me and for whatever reason, see the email, it'll register in my head. And then like the next day I'll get a whole bunch of more emails and I just totally forget that. And the next thing I know, a month passes and they're like, dude, what about this? And I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. You know. LXR is 8:30 but Phoenix time. I don't know what time that is, but. Hey, Hermit Dan, how's it going? My largest find, 2.4 grams, I think, is the biggest nugget I've ever found in Paydirt that I've purchased or had a secret shopper purchase. Well, as long as you watch the show, I'm happy. And as long as you're doing something that makes you happy, Charlie, that's all that matters. You know? It's just like a lot of people's kids, they get into, panning with their parents, but then they fall out of it when they find something else, And that's okay. As long as you keep watching, though, As long as you stay a subscriber, I'm happy. That's awesome, Sean. If you want to send it to me, send it to me. I'll do a mail call for you. And I'm going to try to, that is one of my many New Year's resolutions, is to start doing mail calls within the 30 days that I get it. So anyone that sends me something in the future will get a mail call within 30 days of me receiving it. Just because I tend to want to put them on a shelf and forget about them. And then I start feeling bad, like, oh, I don't want to do a mail call. It's been sitting here for 9 months and it's been sitting here for 2 years. So, and yes, Yellowstone Paydirt was another one. So, Carroll County, hey, Bobby. Bobby Barley, how you going? How's it going? So, all right, let me go check everything and make sure so we can do a giveaway, and then I'll spiel out some rules and such. Make sure all the comments have gone through, and they have. So there we go. All right. So we got about 3 or 4 minutes and we'll go do the draw. So let me get my chat book open. Hey, Jonathan Brewer. Oh, innocence convicted. Well, there you go. Everyone changes their name on here so often. Ugh, it drives me crazy. It's the same thing where I'll have, some of my Patreon members, they'll put their Patreon in one name and then they put their YouTube in something else, and I can't keep track of it all. So, all right. Let me get rid of the gold. So bye-bye gold. That was a nice little bag, though. I enjoyed that. And let's do our spiel as usual. YouTube or none of its affiliates have anything to do with this giveaway tonight. This is 100% on me, by me. And there are some people that are ineligible tonight. And that is Jeremy DeSawyers, Charles King, Mark Miller, Win P, Chris V, Anthony Waite, Steven Schwant, and Mark Mitchell. So we only have 4 bags left, and then we'll reset, and everyone will be eligible again. This is a 3-ounce bag of Miller Prospecting Paydirt. Quarter gram of gold guaranteed. 1 of the 12 bags made also had a quarter gram picker added as well. So 1 in 12 shot that you get double the gold in it. And that's just for joining the live show as a thank you for putting up with my ugly mug. So I figure if anyone has to look at my ugly mug for, what has it been, an hour and 8 minutes now, they deserve a chance to win something. So go back to mailbox prospecting. Yeah, it's getting a little cold. Starting to. Well, thank you for having a nice product, Dyzzy. I've been, like I had told you before through the live shows, your name was on my list for a long time. It's just one of those things with a lot of eBay sellers, they only sell for a short period of time. Then they run out, then, a couple months later they add it. Anytime I had money, it was like, okay, I got the money, my secret shopper's ready, check out Dyzzy's. He has no product. And then, I usually buy 2 months in advance, so I'll buy 2 months worth of Paydirt at a time. And then right after I'd buy it, like a month later, Dyzzy's got some, and I've got no money, so. Yeah, we need 9 more likes to hit 100. How many people are watching? I haven't even checked tonight. That's not bad. We're about at the same numbers as the Thursday show, which is good. So you always worry about there's going to be a serious drop off, but you'd think more people would watch because, chance of winning some free gold. I don't know. People, not everyone wants to win free gold. I would take it. If this was me, I would just be watching too. So it was rough when I started. Yeah, it's the same thing. I don't enjoy making Paydirt. I make it every single month, and now I've got it down to a system so I can do it pretty fast. But when I first started, it was a nightmare. There was actually one. I think the second month I made Paydirt, I actually forgot to put gold in one of the bags and mailed them out. And I was like, well, I can't make an announcement saying, or everyone would be like, oh, I didn't get it. So I had to wait for the one person to complain and then send them extra. But all right, got to 100. Well, there you go. Everyone's here for the ugly mug. That's what everyone comes here for. Now, eventually, after January, hopefully I'll have them for sale. I have to get off my keister and get it done, though. That's not bad. 1 in 100. 100%. And it's actually not even 100 because if there's 100 people here, what are there, 8 people? So it's like 1 in 92. 8 people are ineligible. So, and by the way, if I do pull someone's name that is ineligible, we will just skip their name and re-pull a new name. So, Carl Ordway, we know. So see, the odds are actually even better because Carl's here. So that means you really only have a 1 in 91% chance to win because Carl's not going to ever win. Yeah, like I said, I've been wanting to do Dyzzy's. There's always been people that are on my list that, for the longest time, it's kind of like Chicken Miner. I love Chicken Miner Paydirt, but they only sell for a very short season. I think it's about 5 months that they sell. What is it, Colorado Prospecting or Colorado Paydirt? They're another really good company that I really enjoy, but they only sell a short period of time. So, well, that's good. I'm glad you get to live your painting through me, Reg Lab. Yeah, I do need a haircut. I actually cut it the other day. I go about once every 2 weeks. I cut it once a week, about every 10 days. Then it starts to get on me, so. So, all right, let's go. Let's shrink down the ugly mug and pull a name. And as always, you must be here in the live chat to claim the Paydirt if you win. And if I pull one of the names of the people that are ineligible, then we will pull a new name. Here, let me get it on the right channel. There we go. All right. Let's shrink down the ugly mug and draw some winners. Or a winner. And hopefully they're here and they collect. Let's fetch some names. Anything goes. Don't need to replies. 89 comments. It's less than the people. Thumbs up. There we go. Oh, I thought for sure that it said Carl Orley. But Dave Watson. Is Dave Watson on the list? I don't even remember. No, Dave Watson is safe. So Dave Watson, post something in the live show chat so you can win some gold tonight. Oh, and my mouse just decided to die. There we go. So congratulations, Dave Watson. And now, because of Dave, we've all got to watch my ugly mug much bigger. Let's see if Dave commented. Cut mine every 2 to 3 years. When I was younger, I used to have long hair. I used to be a hippie. Carl needs the dirt to run through his Dream Mat he won. I'd rather win Dream Mat over Paydirt. Dream Mat's way more expensive than gold. Yeah, so Dave Watson is the big winner. If he's in chat, he's leave a comment. Otherwise, he's going to forfeit. He said, good luck, everyone. Well, he's got to the end of the show, and we'll be here for about another 5 minutes, so hopefully he pops in for the end of the show. Yeah, he might be out, taking a smoke break or something, so hopefully he shows up, though. I don't know, he's usually pretty solid here, so. I know he doesn't chat a lot, but he's usually here, so. Hey, Raymond Juan, how's it going? Thank you very much for making it here just in time to hit the button. I appreciate that. And we don't roll again, unfortunately, Stephen. We made the mistake of doing that once. If that person does not win, then we just make it so somebody else can win next time. Here, you can just email me. I will post my email because I get a ton of spam anyway, so I don't mind. Well, Dave has till the end of the show. Maybe he's just listening and making us sit in suspense and all that. I might have to try that, Carl, with the Dream Mat and the gutter sluice. But the problem with the gutter sluice is the gutter sluice is really a U-shaped. It doesn't give you a lot of surface area. I just don't think even the micro mat with Dream Mat would give you enough area to make it worth paying, that kind of price for it. Considering, if you're getting it, I think it's about 7 inches, the gutter sluice. I think it's 7 inches. If you're paying for 7 inches of material, but only the first 2 inches is being used, Dream Mat's very expensive to be wasting 5 inches, Sean Preston. Yeah, it's hard, so. Things always seem to turn up. Hey, Jason G, how's it going? Yeah, that's what most people are. Most people don't like to pop into chat. I barely ever chat on live shows. Gary Shelton about my auto warranty. My auto warranty is great. Thank you very much. So, but all right. So next week I'll start talking about next Monday we will be having another eBay seller. We're going to be doing next week is going to be Digs-A-Lot prospecting off of eBay. The rest of this month is eBay seller. So next Monday will be Digs-A-Lot, and next Tuesday we'll also be doing some Digs-A-Lot. So they should be exciting. I've been wanting to do Digs-A-Lot for a long time too, and I'm finally getting around to it. I do believe that Digs-A-Lot is only a half-gram bag though, or jar, because he sells everything in his jar of gold. But it still should be pretty interesting. I'm really excited to go through it. He's another seller I've been really trying to get into. 2 inches? Yeah, like I said, that's not a lot of surface area for. I think that's why, like, the Vortex matting, Vortex is pretty cheap. You could use it. But I'll definitely have to probably get some to try. The Dream Mat my gold cube. I actually have some Dream Mat in one of my gold cube spots. I still haven't tried it out yet. Next month I need to rebuild my gold cube station and go through all my tailings. So, or January, I guess, because I want December's tailings too. So, yeah, I like the VDR mat too. Is that from Infinity Prospecting? And no, I haven't been to the gym in a while. I told my son turns 13 at the end of this month. So I told him in January we'd re-sign up to a new gym, just so he could start going with me. So because that was one of the problems, especially now with my new schedule. My old schedule, 3 days a week, trying to get my kids, they weren't allowed to go to the gym. So it was kind of like you don't want to leave them at home to go to a gym. So I wasn't going 3 days a week. And now with my new schedule, I get them 3 days. I'd get them off for 1 day, then 3 more days. I'd essentially be going to the gym a week on, a week off. So I told him in January we'll start, and he can start going with me. So I can get him all bulked up. I like Gold Hog mat. Gold Hog mat makes some really good matting. You just have to know which one you're going to be using, which flow rate, what kind of material you're using. It is definitely, Gold Hog mat is definitely not plug and play. So you just can't grab any of their mat, throw it in, and do whatever you want. No. Dave said send a prize to me. All right, Matthew, that works. Hey, Aiden Ruiz, how's it going? Anyone have any matting? Matting is one of the hardest things to get people to give up. Everyone saves their matting. I used to have like 10 feet of vortex matting, and I gave away a couple little pieces here and there. And now I'm down to like one 18-inch by 12-inch, and then nobody's going to ever get from me because I might need it for a project, Though, I won't say who, but one of my mods was super nice enough to send me some remnants from some Gold Hog matting, which is awesome. So I do have some of that. But matting is one of the hardest things. People will send you gold pans, they'll send you gold, they'll send you Paydirt, but matting is tough. Getting people to send you matting is always tough. Micro Dream App accident. Yeah, I still haven't tried out the Dream App stuff. I mean, I've tried out their mini sluice, their little 6-inch, and it actually worked pretty good. Price my Gold Hog mats to the infinity. Yeah, like I said, the Gold Hog mats are probably some of the best in the industry, but you have to know, if you're going to be going in a rocky area, what your flow rate is going to be. Well, other ones like the VDR and Dream Mat, you can just plug and play. You just drop them in. It doesn't matter what water is, what the material you're dumping in is. They're a lot more forgiving, which makes them a lot more popular. So, hey, Sean Preston, here's what I posted it before. It's Dylan at millerprospecting.com. There you go. See, I posted it again. There you go. It's just Dylan at millerprospecting.com. Or you can go to my website, millerprospecting.com, and I'm pretty sure I still have the contact page on there, even though I haven't messed with that site in a while. And all right, Chris W. Well, I think we're going to get out of here. Sadly, Dave Watson has decided he does not want my Paydirt. I don't know why, but he has decided he does not want to win my Paydirt, and he just wants to be put on a list for someone who can't win it next week. So I'll have to figure out, now that we're only doing, I guess the list's going to get longer than 12 bags. So, but thank you all, everyone, for joining the live show. I really appreciate it. And again, next Monday, we'll be doing a review on Dyzzy Paydirt. And next Tuesday, we'll be doing the live show with Dyzzy as well. And if anyone's interested, next Thursday, or this coming Thursday, LXR is going to be doing a live show. I believe it's more close to my old time slot, 8:30, but I don't know what time zone. And I'm going to try to make it there. So it'd be nice if everyone showed some love and showed up on LXR's live show on Thursday. So I don't know what he's going to be doing. I think he's going to be going through some Paydirt, not a reviewed Paydirt, Bubba and Sons Paydirt, I believe. So all right, I'll do that. I'm subscribed to you, so it'll pop up on my feed. I'll definitely have to look at that. I saw Dave, but that's Dave B. Dave B didn't win. It was Dave Watson. Yeah, I saw the same thing, Spider. I saw the Dave and I was like, oh, he's here. But it's the wrong Dave. Well, I don't plan on running a Dream Mat in my gold cube. I have a 4-stack, and I just had a 4th stack that I'd never used. So I just put it in there just so I could run it one day just to see how it does compared to the Dream Mat. It's only going to be a 2-stack just to see how they run. So, and thank you for joining the show, John R. Prospecting. Really appreciate that. And yes, he's going to be doing the ramen Paydirt. That's it. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure out something because I want to make up a new batch. I might try. We'll have to see how it goes by the end of the year. So, because then maybe I'll make up a new batch for January and make it a little different. So, but we'll see. Unfortunately, Dave Watson did not post anything in the live show. So, he's going to be ineligible and he didn't win. Ugh. But again, next Monday, we got a new review coming up from an eBay seller, Digs a Lot Paydirt. Next Tuesday, we'll be watching it. But this Thursday, everyone can check out LXR, and he'll be doing some ramen Paydirt, which I have no idea what that is, but we'll have to look and see. I'm going to try to be there. I won't be in and out of there, but I will pop in just to support LXR because I think he has a good channel. And he's going to be in my old time slot, and I'm still kind of working on those Thursdays. So, well, hopefully everyone has a great week, and I will see you all next week. And I'm out of here. Go get something to eat. I hope you all are safe. Stay safe. Find some good gold and let me know. Thanks.